Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at the Golden Demon winners from Adepticon. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. Alright, so moving on, we have the Warhammer 40,000 large model. Gold for LK. So here we see a Hive Tyrant, and man, the colors on this thing are vibrant. So we start off with this kind of snowy base, little dead space marine on the bottom, a couple different mediums there, interesting. But immediately we're just drawn to like the super brightness and very, very nicely executed, because we see in places like in the shadow where we almost have just an absolute black. And then we also see places where there is absolute white on like the various different highlights and, you know, like the whip and gun bits. So very, very nicely done. Excellent job using extreme dark and extreme light to create this like amazing kind of effect here. Really big fan of this. It's also difficult, in my opinion, to sort of like differentiate sometimes, like the Tyranid kind of like bone from a metal, but we see like almost a non-metallic metal technique used on like the bone sword and some of the other bone, and very, very well executed. We see like the little scratches and damage again, so there's just like no flat, no perfect areas on this entire model. Very, very cool. Very nice effects right here. And extremely well done. Beautiful, beautiful Tyranid. So we see Ian Stanley with a, I'm not sure exactly what this is. It's a Terminator riding a Plaguefly. Could represent a lot of models in game. Definitely a conversion. Very cool. The base has got a lot going on this thing. I like how he has kind of used like the stone pillar to give this thing like the effect of flying as it kind of like rubs on it as it goes by. All the little nurglings on the bases, the mushrooms, all the textures, very, very cool. I love the contrast between the blue of the wings and the kind of like green murkiness of everything else. Super cool. Very nicely done here. I mean, just beautiful paint job. Like, one of the most difficult things to do is have a clean paint job of something that's supposed to be dirty, and obviously Nurgle is as dirty as it gets, or Death Guard, whatever. And very, very nicely executed, so that you can see everything dirty or messy or gross is intentionally done that way with amazing brush control. So very, very nicely done. Beautiful model, Ian Stanley. All right, and then we have Adrian Peck next. So here we have the Incarn, and this is already a very cool model. Lots going on here with the crazy like energy effects. So starting again with the base, kept it relatively simple. Not too much craziness going on here. We see some rubble and stuff, some kind of like bright colored grasses. But as we work our way up here from like the dark purple transition of the like kind of effect all the way into the blue as it sort of swirls around the Incarn, the real thing that catches my attention is just how well this artist has done at directing your attention straight to the Incarn. With the like pink glow on the sword, instead of being up towards like the tip, it's kept towards like the hilt. And then also the kind of like greenish glow of whatever she's kind of casting or whatever going on there really just brings your attention right to the center of the model. And then as you look at it, you see that in between the nicely done gold, all of the different colors kind of tied up in it. Very, very nicely done. Absolutely beautiful. Love the vibrancy of the colors, the detail. Excellent model. Congratulations, Adrian Peck, on your bronze. All right, and next we have the Age of Sigmar single miniature gold, Andy Wardle. And I have got to say, this is amazing. So this is the Lord Glutus of the Slaanesh Hedonites, and he's off of his like regular sort of throne thing going on, and then he is just kind of mounted on his chair onto the plinth, and very, very cool. Gotta say right off the bat that this is absolutely beautifully done. I mean, you can't even tell this is an actual miniature. It looks like some kind of fancy painting or something like that. This thing is absolutely stellar. Everything from like the actual like stone of his throne to like his food and drink, and I think that's like a little hookah over there. Just absolutely beautiful. And then he's got his little kind of mirror thing going on. The tentacles, the skin. I mean, the purple of his pants, just absolutely beautiful. Very, very well done. Absolutely loving this thing. I mean, the work that we're seeing in this Golden Demon, they're always amazing, but this is just next level. Congratulations, Andy. Very, very well done. All right, and then we have Todd Swanson in silver. So this is very cool as well. This is the, what is it, the Abhorrent Ghoul King. And we see that instead of mounting him on like the little stone that he kind of normally comes on, we actually see that he has taken the head from the dragon. I believe it's the spare one that you get. And he has basically mounted that into the ground, made it look all dead and gross and everything. And then he's kind of like leaping off of that. And he's added on a couple of bats there in the background as well. Very, very neat, very cool conversion, very thematic, but also just extremely well executed. He has used the kind of curve of the dragon's neck to lean to the left, and then has kind of like had the Ghoul King kind of leaning to the right, and then the bats kind of center it all out. And I have to say, very, very well done. Everything from like the simplicity of the base and the plinth up to the dragon's neck brings you to like the most light portion of it, draws your eye towards the actual Ghoul King himself. Very, very well done. I love the use of greens and purples with the whites. And then once again, we see areas of extreme dark or almost black, and then areas of extreme white. Very, very nicely done. Beautiful miniature. Congratulations on silver, Todd Swanson. All right, and then here we have the bronze, Piotr Chajka. And here we have the Ogre Tyrant. And once again, absolutely beautiful. So we have a super simple snow base with just a little stick and some rocks and everything. And from there, I mean, just beautiful execution. The creamiest of blends, the most non-metallic of metals. The spear's blue blade on there really draws your attention as well. And then we've got like the red blood on the ogre's hand, on the actual like shaft of the spear, and like the wraps on his arms. Once again, just beautiful use of extreme darks, almost black in areas, and extreme whites in other areas. We see the overall not a super colorful piece, so the color has so much more effect. The purples and like the flesh color really stand out and really look nice. They go well with the non-metallic metals, and then that little bit of red and then the blue on the spear tip really just draws you in. Very, very well done. Beautiful, beautiful model. Congratulations on your bronze, Piotr. All right, and then we have the Age of Sigmar single unit. So we see gold for Michael Thomas. So apparently this unit has taken some casualties because there's only 3 of them, but these are the new chosen. We see a standard bearer, a champion, and a musician. And I really like just starting with the base here right off the bat. We have like this stone base with a little bit of elevation, kind of crack. And then we can see this underglow of red coming up from the base. And we see that reflected on the miniatures, not only on the legs and cloth and everything, but also on the axe of the guy on the right. And very nicely done. Excellent use of darks and lights to really get like the runes on the axe glowing. Very, very nicely done. The transition between the actual glow and like the natural light of the environment. Excellent paint jobs. Beautiful non-metallic metal. Really, really nicely done. Absolutely stunning. I mean, the gold of the non-metallic metal doesn't even stand out. And then once you look at it, it really is like, oh my gosh, look how amazing that is. It really tells you just how beautifully painted the whole thing is when you can just stare at it and find more and more and more details. Absolutely beautiful. Love this thing. Very, very well executed. Congratulations on your gold, Michael Thomas. All right, so here we have from Colin Eidenschink, and this is the Wormspat warband from Underworlds. Very, very nicely done here. We see that same technique here. These models are just on actual basis and just sitting on a display, which is nice to see because it means you don't have to just paint these models for display. You could actually use them in game terms if you want, or at least pretend like that's what you're going to do with it. I don't know if I would ever be able to touch these with my bare hands. They're so beautiful. Very, very nicely done. Love the bases. Love the little like familiar on the base. Very well executed. The difference between like the flesh and the armor, the purples and the blues. I love her robes and everything. Really cool. Congratulations, Colin, on your silver. And then we see here for bronze, lots and lots of Nurgle showing up this year. So kind of getting away from the clean looks and going towards like the sort of gross and pustule filled stuff here. So very, very cool. We see a couple of the characters from, well, I guess it would be from the Blight Lords, and then also like a couple of the demon characters as well. Really, really cool detail. The base itself looks straight out of like Nurgle's world. Beautiful use of like skulls and overgrowth and moss and everything. And then each of the characters looks absolutely stunning as well. Naturally, I'm drawn to the blues in the center there. Very cool on the kind of quill, and then also on his little scroll that he's holding out. You can see some stunning, stunning details. Very well executed. The difference between all of the different colors, skin tones, the flesh, the ground, everything. Very well done. Congratulations on your bronze, John Margiotta. Now a quick message from today's sponsor. CMO Games has been selling Games Workshop products online for over 20 years. They carry the full line of Games Workshop products, including Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, paint tools, and more. Almost all Games Workshop products are priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games takes pre-orders for most Games Workshop products released at their earliest date possible. 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, they go live. Most of these pre-order products are also priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games offer free shipping in the US 48 with an order of $50 or more. Their customer service is top-notch, and they ship most orders within 24 hours. Visit CMOGames.com using the affiliate link in the description and let them know that you heard about CMO Games from Warhammer Man. Now, back to the video. And then we see our Warhammer Age of Sigmar large model. So we have Kragnos here, the Ender of Times. Very, very cool. So the base is awesome. He has added on a bunch of cool stuff to the actual base that comes with Kragnos. This is by far the most tactical rock in existence. And the base is super cool. Lots going on there, but doesn't draw away from the model. He's went with an alternative paint scheme for Kragnos here. I really like it. The kind of like gaunt looking, more like zombie type flesh. But still uses good use of like blues and reds throughout. Very, very well done. Again, just absolutely stunning. Super creamy blends. Very well executed. Absolutely love this. Congratulations on your gold, Colin Eidenschink. All right, and then next for the large model silver, we have Katarina Gorska. So here we have Broad, King Broad of the Giants, and this dude is stunning. Very, very cool. Beautifully done. I love the rock and the extra elevation. I love the reposing of this model as well. Holding the staff and then just kind of crushing a little stormcast in his right hand there. Definitely done a really nice job molding the wings and like the posture of the stormcast to look sort of like limp in Broad's hand. Very, very cool. Again, this looks like a painting. If someone showed me this and I didn't know that it was an actual model, I would just assume someone did like a beautiful painting of said model. Very, very nicely executed. We see a different style used in this one. Instead of like the perfect creamy blends, we see much more of like the realism effect, the painting in of the shadows, and the sort of like texturing of the skin. We see like the individual wrinkles and various areas where the skin is sort of like stretched over the bone, like on the kneecaps. Very, very well done. Absolutely beautiful. Congratulations on your silver, Katarina. And apologies on your name if I butchered that at all. All right, and then we have Rafael Boyan with the bronze large model for Sigmar. And here we have a big, thick squig running around in the dirt and grass here. A little goblin on top, a little grot in the background there. Very cool, neat little execution on this one. Again, we see a different style of painting shown off here. Definitely has that kind of like cartoony look to it. Super creamy blends, very well executed. I love the different textures of the base and how they interact with the squig. And once again, we see extreme whites on like the bone of the teeth and horns, and extreme blacks in like the shadow areas. Very nicely done. Way to truly utilize the lights and darks. Very, very nicely done. Congratulations to Rafael Boyan on bronze. All right, and then we have the diorama or battle scene, and this one is Benjamin Cantor with the gold. And we see the epic face-off between the Emperor and Horus after the death of Sanguinius. Alleged death. I mean, he still lives on in our hearts, obviously. So very, very nice, super cool. Definitely some customizations here. And this is obviously a iconic moment in the Warhammer universe. Very, very cool as they face off. Excellent job using the darks of the background and kind of putting in just enough detail that everything looks really nice, but not doing so much that it takes away from the actual characters and the foreground. The OSL is absolutely stunning on this, from like the flames of the Emperor's sword and the various lights and everything. Very nicely executed non-metallic metal on pretty much everything as well. So super cool. Definitely a beautiful, beautiful paint job. I think the only flaws with this are in the actual models themselves. And they're beautiful models, but they just look very dated to me. But excellent, excellent job here. Excellent execution. Beautiful, iconic scene right here. Definitely very well done. Congratulations, Benjamin. You deserved it on this one. Congratulations on the gold. All right, and next we have the diorama silver for Oscar Lars. And this is super cool. It's simple. I like the addition of the kind of backdrop as well. We see some cool coloring effects. You can see some serious weathering going on here. Definitely neat. Beautifully done usage of everything from like the metals in the background and like the weathering to like the smoothness of the cloth and the flesh and everything. Nice execution here by Oscar. Congratulations. And then we see our bronze diorama by Pyotr Chachka. And this is a Genestealer Cult diorama. We see the sniper and his little buddy. Once again on a neat little base with some elevation, lining up that perfect shot. And just really beautiful. Just all the different textures on the base and all the different substances used. And then the just bright vibrancy of his little buddy, and then also the sniper. Once again, I love the weathering on the cloak, the kind of dirtiness and everything. Beautiful, beautiful, creamy blends right here. Wonderfully executed. Congratulations on your bronze, sir. And then we have our duel. So gold, we have Sergio Calvo with the duel. And this is quite a one-sided duel, it looks like right here. As we see the giant squig with his goblin riders here chasing down just a random peasant running for his life. Very, very well done. Beautifully jumping over like the terrain and everything, trying to come down and get himself a little snack. The squig is obviously the focus of everything, and the little goblins on top. Absolutely beautifully done. Once again, we just see like the creaminess of the actual like flesh and like the mouth and the teeth and everything, but the weathering and the sort of like texturing that has been painted on just really makes this thing feel alive. The mouth looks wet and dangerous. The teeth look sharp and just sort of like broken up and just like they've chewed on everything. The actual flesh of the squig has a bunch of different colors in it. It's not just sort of like that blue. We see all kinds of yellows and purples. And it's not just in shadows. We see also like little kind of like squig liver spots. Very nicely done. And then once again, just beautiful. The goblins on top. Very, very creamy. Very well executed. Beautiful model. Little one-sided of a duel though. Congratulations, Sergio. All right, and then next we see silver for Eric McCartney. And this also a very iconic moment right here. So we have a howling banshee facing off against a incubi of the Drukhari. Super cool. I love the base on this thing. It's like elevated off the plinth, and then it has like the stairs up, and we see this action pose as the banshee approaches. Very, very cool. The base is awesome. It has the perfect amount of detail and color without taking away from the models. And then both models are beautifully done. We see like some similarities in the color throughout, but clearly two different forces here fighting. Beautiful non-metallic metal. Very cool. Definitely captures the motion of this. Makes it look like there really is a battle taking place. Absolutely excellent execution. Beautifully done. Definitely an iconic moment here as well. For Eric McCartney, congratulations on your silver. And then we see for bronze, Frederico Rivas. And now this is super cool. We see a giant just minding his own business, just walking along on some pretty cool like stone pieces, little wood on the bottom there. And then the unsuspecting, definitely friendly giant is being attacked by a malicious Stormcast Eternal riding atop a Stormdrake Guard. Very, very cool here. Definitely a fan. I like the motion of it. It's super cool that the dragon's kind of coming down onto the like stick. It definitely does an excellent job portraying the little scene here. The giant looks mad. He looks like he's ready to like pivot and take a swing at this thing. Very cool. Definitely captures like the size and epicness of Sigmar and like the Warhammer universe. The actual paint job, the flesh of the dragon, the flesh of the giant, just beautifully, beautifully done. All of the different textures, all the different colors, really nicely done. Really nicely done. This is definitely the cleanest giant I've ever seen. Very, very cool. And then the golds on the actual armor of the Stormcast and everything, very nicely done. This is a beautiful piece. Congratulations, Frederico. So some absolutely stunning winners from Golden Demon. I am truly impressed by all of the talent displayed here. Awesome event at Adepticon. Beautiful entries for the painting competition and something for us all to aspire to. We can go ahead and wrap it up there. Special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the video. Let me know what you guys think down below. What did you like the best? What was your favorite conversion? What technique really stood out to you? But that's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and I am truly humbled by the skill of these artists. Congratulations to each and every one of them for their hard work, and obviously they all deserve everything they won and so much more. That's it for today, Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm out of here.